What and the right and wrong of police interactions. This episode covers the importance of dash cams and features two videos from the channels of Tigger Maddie and Sean Chabajan. Be sure to check out the description below and give them the credit that they deserve. Before we get into the episode, many viewers have asked for recommendations for dash cams. I personally use the Blackview DR900S 2-channel IR model, along with the 4K Ultra HD front-facing camera, which features a full resolution of over 8 million pixels. The 2-channel package also includes a wide-angle infrared interior camera, which can maintain excellent recording quality in extremely low light conditions. This package includes built-in GPS that monitors both speed and location, and also features a built-in speaker, impact sensor, and motion detector. The DR900S allows you to download recordings straight to your phone via the onboard dual-band Wi-Fi and offers a cloud service which can be accessed from anywhere in the world at any time. To power the DR900S, I use the Blackview PowerMagic Easy Kit, which connects directly to your car's OBD port and offers intelligent parking monitoring and battery discharge prevention. I highly recommend Blackview's products and use them myself every day. Now let's dive right in and audit the interactions. This first video comes to us from Tigger Maddie's channel and shows Miss Maddie test driving a vehicle from her husband's car lot where she is stopped by a Montgomery County Sheriff's deputy in Montgomery County, Texas.
Are you pulling me over?
Miss Maddie's first mistake is instinctively removing her seatbelt. Without a dash cam to prove that she just removed it herself, this action essentially hands an officer reasonable suspicion for the stop on a silver platter. Without evidence, whether or not Miss Maddie was wearing a seatbelt is debatable and boils down to her word against the officers in court. After being pulled over, it is best to remain still, turn on your interior light, and place your hands on the steering wheel until instructed otherwise by the officer. Do not do anything that will aid the officer's suspicions or further justify the stop. Miss Maddie acknowledges her mistake to the officer.
I just took my seatbelt off as a habit. Yeah, I just took this off, just so you know. I wasn't driving without a habit. Huh?
That's the reason you're being stopped.
No, I just took it off.
Miss Maddie is attempting to be honest with the officer, but the officer takes advantage of her honesty and considers it an admission of guilt. As noted earlier in the video, the officer passed Miss Maddie going in the opposite direction and could not have had a better view of the seatbelt if that's what he was looking for. It is important to never give an officer more information than is absolutely necessary, and Miss Maddie's quick defense only served to arm the officer with reasonable suspicion. Without her dash cam, Miss Maddie would have no evidence to support her claim, but her nervous and defensive body language could have been used as evidence to justify the officer's suspicion.
I swear to God, it's habit. Yeah. I wasn't speeding.
Oh, man, I'm gonna show you the reason you're being stopped today because you can have a seatbelt on.
No, I just took it off. I swear to God, I have a camera. I have a camera. I can play it for you. Because it's habit. When I stop the car and put it in park, I take it off.
There you go. Thank you. Is this your car?
Yeah.
Why do you have to get tagged
Because my husband owns a dealership.
on? Okay. So, does that mean you can just put dealer tags on any vehicle that you own?
No, we're gonna sell it.
Dealer tags are usually whenever
Yes.
for a dealer or if they're showing the vehicle, which
Yeah.
is neither of the
It's
not neither case right now, correct?
Notice that once Miss Maddie pointed out her dash cam, that the officer decided to focus on a different aspect of the stop. According to the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles website, a dealer tag can in fact be used by the dealer's family or employees for personal use. This officer frankly doesn't know what he's talking about and is presenting his speculations about dealer tags as facts.
No, he's gonna sell it. I'm just test driving it.
Are you now? Okay, but you just said this is your car.
No, it's, of course, I'm driving it, so I have to have insurance on it and stuff.
Okay, you said this is your car. I asked you if this is your vehicle, and you said yes. But there shouldn't be a reason why you should have a dealer tag on there just because your husband.
Well, right now I'm driving it, so it's not like. Do you want me to call my husband? You can talk to him.
I go off of what you tell me. You tell me that this is your vehicle. You still live on Country Place Road?
Yeah.
All right, bring it back with you.
Uh-huh.
Okay, here you go. Make sure you wear your seatbelt also.
I swear I was wearing.
Make sure you also start driving cars at this time.
Huh?
Dealer tag. Put a real tag on your vehicle, not dealer tag. Okay.
Okay, but I swear I have. Okay.
The officer left the scene without issuing Miss Maddie any citations. This interaction is a testament to the power of a dash cam because without it, this officer could have initiated a lengthy court battle based purely on inaccurate information and misinterpretation of the law. The next video from Sean Chabajan's channel also centers around an officer's misinterpretation of the law and perfectly demonstrates the accountability a dash cam offers when officers are uncooperative and misinformed.
How you doing? Is it possible to roll down these back windows here?
They work.
What's that?
They work, yeah.
Oh.
I'm the only one
Roll
in
it
here.
up, it's still sprinkling. Copy.
What agency are you identified with?
Fresno Police Department, Officer Lamelli. The reason we're stopping you is you got yellow lights to the front. You can't modify the lighting equipment that the vehicle comes with. It's got to be, you can't alter it. You have your license and registration?
I do.
Okay. Did you buy it from the dealership like that?
I got it like that, yeah.
From the dealership?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you headed to?
Home. The registration's
Still on
in
Woodward
here.
there?
Yep.
All right. Current insurance? What was that?
I've been cited for this before and was not guilty of anything when I went to court. Got the money back, got paperwork for it. I was
California
stopped
Vehicle Code actually
right
says
down
you
on-
can't alter the lighting of your car if it alters the performance of the vehicle. So I don't know if you can tell up front here. See all these cars driving with white lights? When you do yellow lights to the front, it actually alters the performance of lights.
Is that what it is?
It does.
There's the cited for. There's the refund check.
Okay, that's fine.
And this
I don't know
vehicle, this vehicle code right here says they can be white or yellow right here.
California Vehicle Code 25950 clearly states that emitted light from all lamps and reflectors visible from in front of a vehicle can be white or yellow. Mr. Chabajan has already been stopped multiple times for his headlights and proved in a municipal court that his headlights are legal and is more than well prepared for this interaction. Mr. Chabajan has the court documents and the exact statute on hand ready to show Officer Lamelli, but the officer's ego won't let him go that easy.
Yeah, it's not that section there. That just applies to lights. Your headlights are white. That's what the dealership, they install white lights to the front. There you go.
This includes headlights here. It says the light emitted from all lamps and the reflected light from all reflectors visible from the front of a vehicle shall be white or yellow.
Yeah. However, you can alter the lights if it alters the performance that of the lighting equipment.
I didn't do that.
Well, if they're yellow, it alters it. Yellow light is not the same as white
You're
light.
saying I altered them. I didn't alter anything.
What's that?
You're saying I altered them.
When you buy it, you're required to maintain your vehicle up to California standards.
Which
So if you
I
bought
believe,
if you bought it from the dealership like that,
I believe I have been following the law here, according to the paperwork I have, and according to me going to the court.
let's see if I can give you the section here.
I was unable to locate any statute which prohibits the modification of headlights to affect their performance. There is no such statute in the California Vehicle Code, and it is very likely that Officer Lamelli is misinformed. Mr. Chabajian has made every effort to dispel the officer's concerns, and by refusing to acknowledge the court documents, this officer is effectively saying that the judge is wrong. A courtroom offers the judge a chance to review all relevant statutes, ordinances, and case law that applies to the case at hand. And if the statute that Officer Lamelli is looking for exists, then a judge certainly would have taken it into consideration before issuing the ruling that the lights were legal.
Give me 1 sec, all right?
All right.
My partner's going to check your license, make sure it's all valid.
I just went through this like 2 weeks ago with LeBlue, right here, probably 200 yards from here.
Yeah, that's fine, but that's a different section that he cited you for.
He didn't cite me.
That section doesn't apply to altering the performance of the headlights.
LeBlue looked it up, he couldn't find anything, he let me go.
Well, good for him.
Officer Lamelli now believes that he has a greater understanding of the legalities surrounding this interaction than both a municipal judge and multiple fellow officers, including the head of his district and a watch commander. Officer Lamelli's pride and ego are clouding his ability to objectively perform his duties and uphold the language of the law instead of his personal interpretations of the law.
All right, give me just a second.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get that for you. But if you bought it like that, that's why I asked if you bought it like that from the dealership. You did. I said you should go back and tell them that you have to have white lights.
I've made a diligent effort to make sure that these lights were lawful.
Did the vehicle come with yellow lights from the manufacturer?
That I don't know. I bought it this way.
Yeah, probably not. Cars come with the white lights to the front. You can have yellow ambers. That's what that other section refers to. Is you can't have blue lights, green lights as any other lighting to the front of your car. But the car has white lights to the front. If you change them to yellow, or if somebody changes them to yellow, you alter the visibility of the vehicle to the front. That means it alters the performance of the lighting to the front.
Okay, so fog lights can be yellow?
Fog lights, as long as they're the standard as far as your wattage, you're not over on your wattage or anything like that, that's fine. Same with the headlights. There's a maximum and a minimum of wattage. They have to be the same voltage. But the yellow light, as you can see staring out to the front of your car, it alters the visibility. Yellow, I mean, you can barely see the front of your car. So my partner says everything checks out good, so you're good. I'll give you a warning. Just you're saying you're trying to take care of it?
Actually, I'm not. I'd rather leave them that way. I really believe that they're lawful. I went to court on it. I checked with the Sergeant Chandler here at this district. I checked with the watch commander at CHP, and I really, truly believe that they're lawful. If you've taken the time out to stop me for this, if you want to cite me for it, I'd like to get a citation for it so that I can make sure that it's documented properly.
Okay.
So if you can cite me for a vehicle code that's relevant to these headlights, I'd like that, because if I'm not going to be cited for it, this is a complete waste of time. It's a violation of my Fourth Amendment rights to travel freely.
While it could be argued that this stop is a violation of the Fourth Amendment, Officer Lamelli genuinely believes that Mr. Chabajian is committing a violation and most likely would not be held accountable for his actions. In the 2014 case of Hyen v. North Carolina, the Supreme Court held that officers who commit reasonable mistakes in regards to carrying out their duties cannot be held responsible for the greater implications of their misconceptions. The court went on to note that while the maxim, ignorance of the law is no excuse, correctly implies that the state cannot impose punishment based on a mistake of law, it does not mean that a reasonable mistake of law cannot justify an investigatory stop. This ruling grants officers a poorly outlined margin for error that can act as justification for improper traffic stops and indirectly encourages officer ignorance.
But it's not a violation because you committed a violation. That's why I stopped you.
If you tell me I committed a violation, I'd like to be cited for it, please. I've already been cited for it, and it was deemed lawful.
Okay.
So please go ahead and cite me for it. I'll wait patiently for that.
Okay. Well, that's your option. That's your request. Okay.
I'd like the citation so I can go to court and do the same process again. Therefore, I prove that I'm being targeted and harassed by Fresno PD over the same issue several times. This is the seventh time I've been pulled over for this.
I've never stopped you. I have no idea who you are.
I said Fresno PD and not you.
Okay.
So I'd like a citation, that way I can handle it properly.
Well, you're saying that Fresno PD is targeting you. I am with Fresno PD. I cannot target you if I don't know who you are. I don't know anything about you.
As Mr. Chabajian said, it is the Fresno Police Department that is acting negligently by stopping him multiple times without taking steps to ensure that it doesn't happen again. Officer Lamelli may not be individually responsible for a targeted stop, but the department has made no effort to inform its officers of the proper legalities surrounding this interaction, and Mr. Chabajian is being victimized as a result. It is unclear whether the officer's refusal to issue a citation is because of his ego or because a citation would serve as the foundation for a legal battle with the officer and the department as a whole. Fortunately for Mr. Chabajian, the dashcam footage of this interaction could be used as evidence of harassment in a lawsuit.
So,
can I please have the citation so I can be on my way?
You're free to go now.
I'd like a citation, otherwise it's a...
I'm giving you a verbal warning.
Okay, I'd like an apology for the violation of my rights from being unlawfully detained here for this amount of time.
You're not being unlawfully detained.
So am I free to go?
A warning.
Am I free to go?
Headlights. Yes, you are.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Yeah, drive safely. Watch your speed too.
Mr. Chabajian leaves the scene without being issued a ticket, but with enough evidence to make a case for harassment and negligence in a courtroom thanks to his dashcam. Mr. Chabajian later noted that he would not be pursuing legal action against the department or Officer Lamelli. Dashcams offer an unparalleled level of transparency and security when it comes to police interactions. Many traffic infractions are based purely on an officer's observations and perception. Dashcams level the playing field for drivers and allow citizens to dispute the claims of officers and offer up just as much, if not more, evidence for both sides of the story. The days of conjuring up false traffic violations to justify pulling over innocent civilians are long gone, and a new level of transparency, accountability, and civilian safety is dawning in the wake of the prevalent use of dash cameras. The security and peace of mind offered by a dash cam can be equated to an alarm system on your home or vehicle, and investing in a dashcam now could potentially save you money and perhaps even your life in the future. Let us know if there's an interaction or legal topic you would like us to cover in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more police interaction content.
Welcome to Audit the Audit, where we sort out the who and what and the right and wrong of police interactions. This episode covers the knock and talk doctrine, profanity, and community caretaking, and is brought to us by Syra Hawkins' channel. Be sure to check out the description below and give them the credit that they deserve. On May 10th, 2020, the Suisun City Police Department received a call from North Bay Medical Center about an individual who had potentially ingested nail polish remover. Officers Tiffany Kanoma and Cody Marler responded to the call and were dispatched to the Suisun City, California home of military veteran Sergeant Syra Hawkins.
Yeah, sorry. Hello.
Hey. I don't know who that is.
You know who that is?
No.
Who's your girlfriend or your baby mama? Lady right here.
First of all, that's my wife, Marble.
Okay.
Marble.
Okay.
And who?
Fatima.
Who are y'all looking for?
102. Can you go with the mother's name?
What's the problem?
So we're here on a welfare check. We have to
So
make sure
hang on.
she's okay.
Why?
Because we received a call from North Bay for the incident that occurred earlier.
What incident?
What's your last name?
Toby.
Look right there. Supposed to be an investigator if y'all investigating. Right there. 9 years, U.S. Army. Now, what's the problem?
Okay. What's your first name?
I don't have to identify myself to you, do I? Am I under investigation? You want to
No.
tell me what's going on?
102. Can you
Don't
confirm the
knock on my
address?
window.
Can you come out here?
No, she can't come out there. Y'all need to tell me what's going on. This is my house.
We told you.
Copy. They're
We're
advising
here for a
that this
welfare
is
check.
not the right address.
A welfare check for what?
No,
Hi, ma'am.
I got it.
Ma'am?
Y'all violating my rights right now.
Actually, we're not, dude.
Yes, you are, because
No,
you're
we're
not
not.
telling me who that is. I just said it to you.
Listen to me, dude. We're not violating your rights.
You are.
How?
Because
Which right? Which civil right are we violating?
Why are you raising your
We're
voice?
not violating
Why is he raising
anything,
his voice?
okay?
Why is he raising
So
his voice?
we are here on
Are you
a
threatening
welfare
me?
check.
I can go inside my house.
We are here on a welfare check.
Sergeant Hawkins asserts that the police are violating his rights, although he does not explain how, and the officers argue that they are not violating any rights by standing on his porch. The area immediately surrounding an individual's home, including the front porch, is known as the curtilage, and Supreme Court precedent protects curtilage as part of the home itself for Fourth Amendment purposes. In the 2013 case of Florida versus Jardines, the Supreme Court noted that, quote, "But when it comes to the Fourth Amendment, the home is first among equals. At the amendment's very core stands the right of a man to retreat into his own home and there be free from unreasonable governmental intrusion. This right would be of little practical value if the state's agents could stand in a home's porch or side garden and trawl for evidence with impunity. The right to retreat would be significantly diminished if the police could enter a man's property to observe his repose from just outside the front window. Nonetheless, under the so-called knock and talk doctrine, officers generally have the authority to enter a home's curtilage to knock on the door and ask questions without a warrant. The court explained in the Jardines case that, quote, "The knocker on the front door is treated as an invitation or license to attempt an entry. This implicit license typically permits the visitor to approach the home by the front path, knock promptly, wait briefly to be received, and then, absent invitation to linger longer, leave. Thus, a police officer not armed with a warrant may approach a home and knock, precisely because that is no more than any private citizen might do. However, this doctrine does not authorize officers to bypass the warrant requirement of the Fourth Amendment to conduct searches or engage in activity that exceeds the scope of accepted social norms. As the court detailed in the Jardines case, quote, "To find a visitor knocking on the door is routine, even if sometimes unwelcome. To spot that same visitor exploring the front path with a metal detector or marching his bloodhound into the garden before saying hello and asking permission would inspire most of us to, well, call the police. The scope of a license is limited not only to a particular area, but also to a specific purpose." Applying this standard, lower courts have found certain police behaviors to exceed the scope of the implied license to knock at an individual's door without a warrant. For instance, in the 2022 case of Cupp versus Smith, the Northern District of California found that an officer exceeded the scope of the implied license to knock when he approached the garage area, entered the garage door, spoke with the homeowner's worker, walked through the carport, and took multiple photographs of the garage and surrounding area. Similarly, the Florida First District Court of Appeals held in the 2013 case of Powell versus State that an unconstitutional search occurred when police officers stepped off the front step of a mobile home and looked into a window they could not see through from the front step. The court explained that, quote, "Even when governmental agents are engaging in otherwise lawful knock and talks, they can exceed the scope of a reasonable visit to a front door or porch through physical actions that encroach into areas in which the resident has a reasonable expectation of privacy." But the decision also noted that, quote, "Under certain circumstances, implicit permission may exist to look through an uncurtained window while standing on a front porch momentarily to see whether the resident is approaching the door, assuming no unreasonable means or devices are used." In this situation, while a court would almost certainly conclude that the officers did not violate Sergeant Hawkins' rights by knocking on the door to ask questions, it is less clear how a court would view the officers walking over to look in and knock on the front window under the walk and talk doctrine. However, as we will discuss later in this episode, a court would likely determine that this was not a violation of Sergeant Hawkins' Fourth Amendment rights under the exigent circumstances doctrine.
Already, I don't know what that means.
Stop talking, let me talk.
I don't have
Over
to stop
a child
talking. Freedom
that
of speech,
ingested,
right?
that ingested.
Why is he I don't like him.
A person
He's raising
that
his voice at me
ingested
right now.
or nail polish. Okay?
Okay, so we're
We come here, your
to
baby's
check
right
on
there.
Okay,
We're trying
your
to
wife.
check
I'm
on
going
the
to talk
kid.
to you. First of all, you came to my house and said, "Is that my girlfriend or my baby mama?" That's my wife. So
Okay.
that's disrespectful starting off.
All right, sir. So
That was disrespectful starting off. And,
Okay,
and then
I
he's raising his
understand.
voice at me.
okay, I understand.
So now I can raise my
So
voice,
look-
right?
So, no, you can eat it.
What's his problem?
Okay, okay.
Nah, I need your badge numbers. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I'll give you my badge number. But so the reason we're here is to
Now
make
you're
sure
telling me the
somebody
reason
is
after you told me to
okay.
eat it.
Sir,
So you told me to eat it, right?
that
Marler?
I messed up. I apologize.
Now that you on film, you messed up. So you haven't violated any of my rights.
No,
the first thing you said to me coming here was, is that my baby mom or my girlfriend?
Sir,
then he started raising his voice at me.
From North Bay.
Pause. I need your name and your badge number.
Officer Conma, 107.
Thank you. I need your name and your badge
Officer
number.
Marler, 102.
And she's at my window. I told you not to go to my window. Close the blinds.
Do you have a 14-year-old son?
Close the blinds.
Hold on, sir.
Close the blinds.
Sir, do you have a 14-year-old son?
Close the blinds. Close the blinds. I'm not going in the house.
Are your
Close the
children
blinds.
okay, ma'am? Are your children okay?
Okay.
Do they look okay, guy? He's asking if my children are okay. Who the is that?
Okay.
What y'all talking about?
We're gonna leave now.
Give me 1
Why? Because I
second.
gotta eat. That's why you leaving now?
We're gonna leave now. I don't know who a 14
My family was here all day. We had a good day. You're here telling me to eat it.
It is. I don't know who the 14-year-old is.
Okay.
I don't either. I told you I did 9 years in the military.
Okay, we
You told me to eat it.
Okay.
So thank
give
you
me a
for telling me to eat it.
Please.
After I served
Walk
you
away.
for 9 years, you how about you
Marler.
get the fuck off
I
my
served as
property?
well.
Marler.
I don't give. You were probably a piece. If you served and you telling
Okay.
people to eat, you probably was a piece.
All right.
You can get out of here. That's what you can do, Marler. You
Okay. Let me explain, because we may have
said
been.
you told me to eat it.
Can I explain to you?
After Officer Marler directs a vulgar insult towards Sergeant Hawkins, Sergeant Hawkins becomes understandably enraged and begins to direct profanities back at Officer Marler. While Officer Marler's conduct was not criminal, his behavior was in clear violation of Suisun City Police Department policies. Policy 323, which details standards of conduct for officers in the department, lists discourteous, disrespectful, or discriminatory treatment of any member of the public, the use of obscene, indecent, profane, or derogatory language while on duty or in uniform, and any other conduct which any member knows or reasonably should know is unbecoming a member of this department or tends to reflect unfavorably upon this department or its members as potential causes for disciplinary action. It should also be noted that, as we have discussed many times on ATA, Sergeant Hawkins was well within his rights to express his displeasure with Officer Marler's conduct through the use of profanities and insults. And as the Supreme Court explained in the 1987 case of City of Houston versus Hill, quote, "The First Amendment protects a significant amount of verbal criticism and challenge directed at police officers."
Did you go to North Bay today?
What is that? Get in the house. What are y'all talking about? Nobody knows what y'all are talking about.
Well, you're not letting me explain.
You never explained. You started asking questions. He said, is that my girlfriend or my baby mama?
Okay, I apologize for that. Okay, I'm here to clarify. So it may have been a miscommunication between North Bay and our dispatch. So we got a call that we need to... Okay, a 3-year-old was brought into the hospital because she ingested nail polish remover. Okay?
We don't know anything about
Okay.
any of that.
And that is absolutely fine. So this
I
just got a
know,
little out of hand.
But you don't come to somebody's house and say, is that your baby mama or your girlfriend? You
Right,
know, like,
and I completely understand
You're
that.
supposed to be
It was
professional.
I'm trying my best to be professional.
you're doing fine. But that
Okay.
guy, I don't know what side of the bed he woke up on.
Had him
Put
sent
yourself in
away.
my shoes. 2 cops knock on your door. Boom, boom, boom. I'm in there having a good time with my wife
Okay.
of 5 years,
They are
who
beautiful.
I have now
Okay.
scared.
Okay.
You probably scared them. They don't know officer friendly yet. You knocking on my window.
All right.
You
After Officer Kanama asks Officer Marler to step away, she explains to Sergeant Hawkins that they were sent to his home on a welfare check regarding a potential medical emergency, and that they must have been dispatched to the wrong address. A welfare check occurs when the police respond to a call or other request to check on an individual's well-being or safety. Welfare checks are not criminal investigations, but they are related to police officers' so-called community caretaking function, which the Supreme Court defined in the 1976 case of Katie versus Dombrowski as police duties that are, quote, totally divorced from the detection, investigation, or acquisition of evidence relating to the violation of a criminal statute. Although the Katie decision involved a vehicle and did not apply to homes, after it was published, many lower courts interpreted the holding as creating a, quote-unquote, community caretaking exception to the warrant requirement that allowed officers to enter homes without a warrant for a non-investigatory purpose, such as to prevent a suicide or to conduct a welfare check on an older individual who's been out of contact. However, the Supreme Court clarified in the 2021 case of Caniglia versus Strom that there is no standalone community caretaking exception to the warrant requirement for homes, and that officers cannot enter a home or the surrounding curtilage while performing a community caretaking function unless an exception to the warrant requirement applies. Still, many warrantless entries that had previously been justified under the community caretaking doctrine could still be justified under the exigent circumstances doctrine, which, as Justice Kavanaugh explained in his concurring opinion, quote, allows officers to enter a home without a warrant in certain situations, including to fight a fire and investigate its cause, to prevent the imminent destruction of evidence, to engage in hot pursuit of a fleeing felon or prevent a suspect's escape, to address a threat to the safety of law enforcement officers or the general public, to render emergency assistance to an injured occupant, or to protect an occupant who is threatened with serious injury. Here, because the officers were responding to a call regarding a potential medical emergency, it is likely that a court would find that the exigent circumstances doctrine applied, and that the officers could look in the window or even enter the home if no one answered the door without violating the Fourth Amendment.
So
y'all want me to quote what statute you guys are violating? I'm not one of those people, but I'm pretty sure I can go on Google and see if
we
this
have
is
every
legal
right
what
to be
you
here
did.
to check on somebody, and you have the right to Google us and make sure.
So you have the right to be here and check on somebody, right?
Yes.
Did I have to come out my door?
You did not. We needed to come
Exactly.
check on the
Exactly.
female. Okay, I'm
And I
leaving
told
now,
you-
sir.
I gave you an instruction
Okay.
to bring on my window, but you did.
Have a good night, sir.
Shortly after Officer Konoma left Sergeant Hawkins' home, Officer Marler returned, knocked on the door, and apologized for his prior behavior. However, Sergeant Hawkins was not appeased, and he posted the footage he recorded of the interaction on his YouTube channel. In response to public outcry, the department issued a public statement on May 13, 2020 that read, quote, over the weekend, one of our Suisun City police officers was involved in an unfortunate interaction with a resident while responding to a call for service. During that incident, the officer involved used language that was not appropriate and not within the standards of the Suisun City Police Department. The City of Suisun City and the Suisun City Police Department want to assure our residents that this type of behavior is not tolerated by any measure. The statement also quoted Chief Aaron Roth as saying, quote, this is an unfortunate incident that we will use as a learning opportunity to do better as we continue to work with our community to make Suisun City a better place for everyone. On behalf of the Suisun City Police Department, I would like to publicly apologize to the residents involved in this incident and to the entire community. As a result of the incident, Officer Marler was released from his position at the department, but it's unclear whether he was terminated or if he was allowed to resign. Overall, Officer Marler gets an F for making disrespectful assumptions about Sergeant Hawkins' relationship with his wife, using profane and vulgar language towards a citizen, and displaying a complete lack of professionalism throughout the encounter. While Officer Marler did eventually apologize, his conduct completely derailed the interaction from the beginning and prevented the mistaken address from being quickly identified. Instead of working to locate the correct address for the individual who may have ingested nail polish remover, the officers were required to spend valuable time resolving Sergeant Hawkins' well-warranted complaints. In situations involving medical emergencies, this sort of delay could be fatal, and it easily could have been avoided here if Officer Marler had simply behaved professionally. Officer Konoma gets a B, because although there is certainly room for improvement in the way she and Officer Marler initiated this interaction, she maintained a professional demeanor throughout the interaction, attempted to de-escalate the situation, and remained calm while both Officer Marler and Sergeant Hawkins lost their tempers. That being said, it certainly would have been helpful if Officer Konoma had explained the reason they were knocking as soon as Sergeant Hawkins opened the door, instead of immediately interrogating him, which made him defensive from the start. I hope that Officer Konoma learns from this encounter and improves her questioning techniques for future welfare checks and other similar situations. Sergeant Hawkins also gets a B, because while his angry response to Officer Marler's conduct escalated the situation and delayed the resolution of the interaction, his outrage was completely understandable, and his expressions of anger were protected by the First Amendment. As Sergeant Hawkins pointed out, he was not the one wearing a uniform, and I cannot fault him for making a stand against rude and insulting conduct from a police officer. This interaction illustrates the essential role officers play in setting the tone of an encounter, and had Officer Marler not made disrespectful statements from the beginning of the interaction, it likely would have been resolved quickly and without incident. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to check out my second channel for even more police interaction content.
Open
Open the window for me all the way, please. Put the phone down. Put the phone down. Can you do me a favor? Open all the windows.
What?
Open all the windows.
Why do you want me to open all the windows?
I need you to open all the windows for me right now. Anybody else in this vehicle?
Oh, there's nobody else in the vehicle, but you can let me know.
Okay.
I'm recording.
All right. You know why I'm pulling you over right now?
Yeah, why?
Okay, I'm pulling you over because I saw you. I was driving behind you. I don't know if you noticed. You were swerving. You didn't indicate your turn signal. Okay, you can record all you want. I mean, I don't know what you're doing there. What you're looking up. You're looking up. You little weirdo.
Listen, I'm right now, making sure.
Do me a favor. Open up all the windows. Blah blah. Let's go.
I'll open up all the windows for you.
Sir.
But
Why
yeah,
are you making this difficult?
So tell me again why
You want me to make your life difficult?
So tell me
Because I love making people's lives difficult.
Really?
There you go. I just did that. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. Okay. So, now, license, registration, proof of insurance. Can you get off your phone? Your little TikTok thing?
Listen, can you tell me why you put me on?
I just did. Are you deaf?
Matter of fact, can you call your supervisor?
Are you deaf?
Can you call your supervisor?
Oh, there's no supervisor.
There's no supervisor.
No, there is no supervisor. I'm the most senior officer on the road right now.
All right, listen.
So,
I'll tell you what
I would be said supervisor.
I'm going to let you listen to my music.
Okay, so that's how we're going to play. All right, step out of the vehicle for me. Step out of the vehicle for me.
Listen.
Okay, put the phone down.
Listen.
Hold on. Actually, you know what? Do you have any weapons on? Do you have anything you're not supposed to have on you in the car?
Listen.
Do you have anything you're not supposed to have on you in the car? You're gonna make this. You're gonna make this difficult.
Can I step out the vehicle?
Can you just answer the question first?
I'll step out the vehicle for you.
Keep your hands on the wheel.
I'll step out the vehicle for you.
Listen to me. Follow my directions, and this can go very easy.
Listen, sir.
Listen,
Do you
sir.
want me to get out the car or you don't?
I want you to follow my directions like you just did, like
Okay,
a good boy.
I'm
All right.
I'll follow your directions.
Okay.
Now, did you want me to get out the car or you don't?
Do you have any weapons or anything you shouldn't have in the vehicle or on your person at this moment?
No.
No.
Nope.
Okay. Do you have a firearm on you? Do you have a license to carry a firearm if you do?
Are we in Florida? Even if I
Sir,
did have a license on me, you
answer
don't
my
even
question.
need
What is this back
to have
and
what
forth?
you're talking
Okay,
about.
get out of the vehicle. Okay.
All right, listen.
Hands over here.
I got a gun
Hands over
right here on my side.
Okay, put your hands up then.
I got a gun on my side.
Okay.
Can you do me a favor?
226, I'm gonna have it totally mailed.
Listen,
Now
look at my shirt.
Rush that
Listen,
back up.
while you searching me,
Spread your feet out.
while you
Spread your
searching
feet
me,
out.
sir,
Spread your feet out.
while you searching me,
Where's the
could
gun?
you please,
Where's the gun?
on my
Where's the
right,
gun?
right hand.
Okay.
On my right hand.
For my safety and your safety, we're gonna do this today, okay?
Hey, but make sure when you do that, while you searching me,
You got big muscles, huh?
my gun is right on my chest.
Oh, wow. Oh, on your chest, huh? So we're lying today. Are you a gangbanger? Is that what you're doing here? You're selling drugs?
It's me?
Oh,
No.
okay.
Okay,
Don't move.
sit in the parking lot.
Don't move. You have a license to carry this?
We're in Florida, right?
But, do you have a
I sure enough do.
Okay.
You know what?
It's called a, hey buddy.
It's around my neck.
It's called a concealed carry permit.
Listen, my license is around my neck.
Oh.
I carry it around my neck.
Okay. Well, first let's see what else you got. See if you're lying a bit. Hey, didn't I spread your feet apart? Spread your feet apart, huh? Fucking scared. Oh, shit.
This is what we're doing?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Listen, can you make sure you get my
What is this?
can you make sure you get my license to carry? My license to carry is on my chest.
Is this fake? You know, a lot of people like to act like they're cops.
Federal agent.
Oh, right. Where's the ID? Let's check the ID. Do me a favor.
Federal agent.
Okay.
So now my badge don't even make a
Lean
difference.
against the car. Lean against the car. Lean against the car. So you're a cop. So why wouldn't you tell me?
It seemed like you fraudulently pulled me over.
You been drinking today?
Drinking, sir. We don't drink.
I smell alcohol emanating from the vehicle.
Actually, we're doing an investigation on.
Okay.
And just what? You just happened to pass.
216. Status of that back up.
You just happened to pass.
Okay.
So when your sergeant gets here and he realizes what's going on right now.
What's going on is that I stopped.
And
I stopped.
The badge don't make
Why
a
are you
difference.
yelling? Where's the? Okay. So I found your ID.
Because here I have a cop
why are
who's
you
doing
being
some
difficult
things
today?
that's wrong. Tell me why, as a police
Why are you
officer.
shouting?
Tell me why another police officer in handcuffs.
You didn't identify
Over a
yourself.
swerve?
You didn't identify yourself as a police officer. You were swerving. You didn't indicate your turn signal.
Once again, sir, you didn't call your sergeant here neither.
There's
so
no
there's the
sergeant.
things that we supposed to do here, right?
Okay. All right. Let me get these off of you, buddy. I don't know why you're being like this. I don't know why you're being like this.
I don't know
I mean,
what y'all got going on here.
What y'all got going on?
I'll tell you what.
You know, you could
we as
just,
agents, we're gonna figure it out. You know, we don't like city cops. You know that, right?
Okay, yeah, we don't like
The
federal cops either.
Agents don't like city cops.
Well, alphabet
we don't
cops.
consider ourselves cops.
What are you, a pencil pusher? Come on.
Listen,
you could have just. I pulled you over. You could have just identified yourself as a police officer, and this would have been done.
There was no way to pull me
over. I would have said, of course there was.
When I showed you my badge and you grabbed my badge, you still didn't believe it was real.
Because people impersonate officers all the time.
Okay.
Do they not?
When I see your sergeant, I'll make sure. When I see your sergeant, we'll make sure.
Well, we don't have to go that far, okay?
No, we won't. We'll go farther than that.
Oh, okay.
We'll make sure we talk to them. We'll make sure we do a lot of things on this. I'm pretty sure you probably have other offenses against you. But you have a nice day, and I continue to have a mind.
Listen.
I appreciate you, sir.
Listen.
Sir, I appreciate you.
You have a good day.
Thank you much.
We can do to fix this, buddy.
Here are 4 examples of this incredibly rare situation, starting with the case of Michael Yarbrough. On June 20th, 2023, a Georgia police officer pulled over a Dodge Charger that was going way over the 35-mile-an-hour speed limit. However, when he walked up to the window, he got a huge surprise.
Really? Yeah.
The man behind the wheel was Chief Deputy of the local PD, Michael Yarbrough, not the person this officer expected to pull over. But in reality, this changes nothing, and the officer asks Yarbrough to give over his license and registration, something he's not pleased with at all.
Hello? Guess who I just pulled over?
Who?
Yarbrough.
Really?
Yeah, the chief deputy driving a Dodge Charger, a souped-up Dodge Charger belongs to the sheriff's office. I just clocked this at 96 in a 35.
What was the issue? I mean, why is he speeding?
No reason. He's in an unmarked car. He just got a high horsepower car and decided he wanted to play.
It's your traffic stop. You do what you think you should do. I mean, I'm not telling you one way or the other. You do a 96 and a 35.
Okay. Well, you know I don't care for him, so I'm going to ride his
If body cams weren't around, this stop could have gone a totally different way. But it seems like this officer isn't the biggest fan of Yarbrough and decides to issue him a citation for speeding. For some, handing your boss a $500 fine is a dream come true, and it looks like it's the same way for this officer.
Sir, here's your ID back. This is your copy of the citation. If you would sign right here. It's got a court date, time it's a must appear. Yes, sir. Please slow down and have a safe day.
In Georgia, speeding tickets are priced based on how much you're exceeding the speed limit. For example, if you're over 24 miles an hour over, you're looking at $500 in fines. However, there's an extra super speeder charge you're liable to if you're going as fast as Yarbrough was. But it looks like this officer decided to mess with his boss even more, as this ticket excluded the extra fee, but instead required him to appear in court. After the incident, Yarbrough was also suspended for 40 hours without pay. However, that's just a fraction of what Corporal Scott Bertzik was hit with after crashing his car while drunk.
Reached out for my lighter, slammed into his ass.
Cool.
No, not really.
Not really.
No.
Are you okay?
Oh yeah, no, I'm good.
Your car's fucked up.
No, absolutely. Which I just fucking fixed.
Obviously, Brooke and Scott are familiar with each other, and curiously, Scott holds nothing back when describing exactly how the incident went down. It's clear that Scott is the one at fault here, so before going any further, Brooke decides to call back to the base to ask whether or not it's okay for her to be handling this incident.
This crash, Birdie, so come work it? Okay. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've worked a crash with one of us in it, so... No, he's not on duty. He's in his POV. I just didn't want there to be any, conflict of interest type issues. Alright, that was it. I just wanted to make sure. Yay, bye. Damn it, Birdie.
Brooke is given the go-ahead and told that there should be no issues with her handling this case, but that was before she noticed this.
You good?
Wait.
Huh?
Wait on his way.
He's not coming. Good?
Walking home, but yep, I'm good.
So, Birdie, you giving me some indicators?
Oh.
Listen.
Good woman.
Listen. Valdez is coming out just to... I'm not going to lie to you about it.
She's on her way?
Yeah, she's on her way. I'm not really comfortable with this whole thing at all, but I'm not going to lie to you about it.
Oh, no. I don't mean to put you in that
Yep.
From now on, you know how it goes. You can't consume anything, okay? Because right now you're being detained.
Wait, what?
It's obvious that Scott is under the influence of something. Judging by his slurred speech, slowed reactions, and slight loss of motor control, Brooke is fairly sure he's been drinking. At this point, Scott is no longer her supervisor. He's just a suspect in a case, and what's more, he's drunk and likely unpredictable, a combination which can be incredibly threatening to a female officer.
Please don't make my life difficult.
I would never do that to you.
Okay, I'm very uncomfortable right now.
And I apologize for putting you in that position. Are you on?
Yes, I am. And I'm going to remain on for integrity. You know you can't smoke right now.
Why?
Because if I'm going to do a DUI investigation, it impedes it, so you can't consume anything. Get that dog. This is a really cute dog.
Fear aggression issue.
You can always train a dog. You can't consume anything. You're killing me.
Trying.
What's too late now?
After a short wait, another officer arrives at the scene, meaning they can finally start getting to the bottom of all of this with some sobriety tests. These lasted over 10 minutes, but it's not hard to tell how they went by just looking at a few seconds of them.
You may begin the test.
1, 2, 3.
Judging by this and the overwhelming amounts of evidence against him at this point, the officers thought it was safe to conclude that Scott had been drinking that night and decided it was time to put him in cuffs. Something he was far from happy about.
There's things that we can do to fix this, but
It's got the hinge locks.
Okay. Good to go?
Despite Scott being one of the most polite and respectful suspects ever on this channel, he was actually hit with a better sentence than the majority of criminal cops. After blowing a .156 back at the station, he was charged with driving under the influence and damaging property. He was ordered to pay just under $1,000 in fines, serve 50 hours of community service, and take multiple substance abuse and DUI classes, and had his driver's license suspended for 6 months. He was also sued by the driver of the vehicle he hit, and a cash settlement was reached. And on top of all of that, he also was suspended without pay for a week and given a last chance agreement, meaning one more slip up and he was out for good. Realistically, that's exactly how one of these cases should be handled. But when New Mexico police were put in the same position, they instead showed just how corrupt America's cops can be.
I'm not going to arrest you tonight. Had any, I just say don't drive.
This cop pulled over a truck in Lordsburg after suspecting the driver may have been drinking. However, after walking up to the window, he was hit with a wave of shock and disappointment.
Hello. The reason I pulled you over because you were kind of swerving back there. You're good?
The driver was the city's mayor, and this was the 3rd time she's been pulled over for this exact offense. And what's worse, she was driving like this with her foster child in the car.
You have your registration and your insurance, please? You okay, bud?
Yeah.
Yeah?
We're all good. Just be quiet.
The cops are now in an extremely awkward position, but after a short chat, they decide that they should proceed with the stop normally and do their jobs, at least for now.
Hey, Glenda, you mind stepping out of the vehicle over if you pick her up on my unit real quick? How much have you had?
3 or 4?
3 or 4? Okay.
Yeah.
As Glenda exited the vehicle, both of the officers noticed a strong smell of alcohol on her, and she quickly admitted to having a few drinks that night. Her slow speech and movement implies that she's definitely over the legal limit to drive, but this is the 3rd time she's been pulled over for driving drunk. Will this really be the time she's punished for it? This officer certainly thinks there's a chance.
Please, let me just get him home.
Get who?
Ethan.
You know I'm the type of cop who doesn't give breaks, okay?
You're the type of cop that what?
That doesn't give breaks. When I approached the vehicle, I did notice an odor of alcohol coming from alcohol coming from inside the vehicle. When I observed you walk out, you were kind of swerving all over the place, okay? And then right now, you're just
as you're standing, you're kind of swaying side to side. Thing is, you're the mayor, okay? I'm your employee.
It doesn't matter.
I'm your employee. And now that you're standing downwind, I can smell it. Okay?
Well, I'm not denying it.
Yeah, we could smell it on you, and the way you got out of your vehicle, Glenda, was not good.
As the officer said, Glenda is their boss, so there's clearly a conflict of interest here. So they call up New Mexico State Police to handle it from here. But when the original cops learn of the outcome, they realize they probably could have done a better job themselves.
So you're right there at that point. I don't think you're quite over the limit off of the clues that I saw, but I think you're right close to it. Where the limit might be 0.08, I think you're about a 0.06.
My house is literally right around the corner.
I'm not going to arrest you tonight, okay? But if you've had any, I just say don't drive.
Somehow, despite all the clues that the first two officers picked up, the state cops decided she wasn't over the limit when they arrived and was therefore free to drive. Now, there's obviously the debate of corruption here, given that she's the mayor, but let's take his word as fact for now. The cop decided he thinks Glenda is at a 0.06 right now, but this was an hour after the initial stop was made. Taking into account that your blood alcohol level drops at a rate of around 0.015 an hour, Glenda was getting extremely close to the coveted 0.08 she'd be charged for. You may also be wondering why the cops didn't just use a breathalyzer to test her blood alcohol level immediately. The answer there lies in the Fourth Amendment. Cops have to provide probable cause that a driver is impaired before they're allowed to collect chemical evidence that proves this. That's what the sobriety tests are for. The combination of these two problems is what led to Glenda going home that night instead of to jail, why this is her third time being pulled over for this, and why it probably won't be her last. But unfortunately for this next boss, his employee wasn't so kind when it came to his DUI stop.
Stay in your vehicle. Get back in your car.
I'm
drunk?
No, I'm the captain.
Huh? A what?
Captain.
Of what? Don't reach in your pocket. Get back in your car. Have a seat.
I will. I'm not.
You been drinking tonight?
I just got a ride.
You been drinking tonight, sir?
I'm a captain on the police department.
What police department?
Oklahoma City.
What division?
Investigations.
How much we had to drink tonight, sir?
Please.
Huh? I'm not turning my camera off.
Okay.
This guy isn't just drunk. He's absolutely hammered, even to the point where he thinks the camera can't hear him whispering. But despite the captain's pleas, the officer refuses to turn off his camera and continues with the investigation.
Go ahead and step out of the vehicle. You gotta be kidding me. How much we drink tonight, sir?
I was at a poker game.
Uh-huh. Because you're swerving all over me when you turn off here. You didn't use your signal.
I'm sorry.
How much you drink at your poker game?
Not much.
Not much? How much is not much?
I don't know.
Beer? Liquor?
Yeah.
How
Beer.
many beers?
3 or 4.
3 or 4? How long ago was that?
It's been going on a while.
How long ago did you drink your last beer, sir?
What time is it now?
It's 0140.
Midnight.
You think you should drive it?
No, but I came from 4 blocks.
And your mom lives here.
I live here.
You live here?
Yes.
Come over to the rear of your vehicle.
Okay.
You got any weapons or anything on you?
I do not, sir.
Those must have been a strong few beers, as not only was he stumbling over his words, but apparently also swerving across both lanes on his way home. The captain is then searched and told to stand in the open where he's tested on his balance and sobriety.
Hands down by your side, please. Look straight ahead. You see the tip of my pen, sir?
I do.
I want you to follow the tip of my pen without moving your head, okay? Come over here where it's a little bit more level. I'm going to demonstrate for you first. While I'm demonstrating, I want you to stand with your feet together, hands down by your side, just like this. All right, sir? What's your name?
Matt French.
Matt French. Mr. French, stand just like that for me. When I tell you to begin, okay, I'm just going to demonstrate for you first. I want you to pick a foot of your choosing. It doesn't matter if it's your left or your right foot.
I'm familiar.
And I want you to lift it approximately 6 inches off the ground. And while you look at your toe, I want you to count by 1,000s, 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, so on and so forth until I tell you to stop. At any point in time you lose your balance or your foot touches the ground, just go ahead and pick your foot back up and continue to count, okay? Do you understand these instructions I've explained to you, Mr. French? You may begin.
1,000.
Keep
Sir,
going.
can you turn that off?
I cannot, sir.
Please.
I know you're aware of our body cam policy. You know I cannot turn off this body
I
cam.
do, but I'd like to talk to you.
I can't do that, sir.
Please.
Are you going to do the test or not?
Will you please talk to me?
I'll talk to you once we're done.
You can turn it off, you can turn it on.
I can turn it off once I'm done with my investigation, sir.
Okay. I'm a captain on this police department.
I understand that, sir.
I get
and I
that.
am a sergeant on this police officer, and
I
I've
am
taken
not.
an oath to uphold the law.
I
don't
am
show
not.
favoritism to anyone, regardless. I don't care if you're a gangbanger or the President of the United States.
Sir, I'm not asking you for that.
If I was to treat you differently than I was to treat like some Southside loco or some pedo, how's that look on me?
Okay, I'm not asking you for that.
Because I wouldn't do that for any of them.
Even as the captain begs him to turn his camera off and just talk, the officer stands his ground and states that he has to treat everyone the same or his job and livelihood could be at risk. He's showing a fantastic amount of integrity that unfortunately we don't get to see too often, likely due to people like this trying to pull rank. They then continue with the third and final test, involving simply walking heel to toe for 10 steps.
Alright, anytime you're ready, you may begin.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Alright, go ahead and turn around for me. Put your hands behind your back.
Are you going to arrest me, sir?
Yes, I am.
Can I talk to you?
Go ahead and put your hands behind your back, sir.
Now that the investigation is concluded and the perp is placed under arrest, the officer turns off his camera and returns the captain to the police department. Not only was he suspended from his position as Oklahoma police captain, but he was also hit with the regular punishments for DUI, likely amounting to a small fine and a few months in jail.
Zachary Wester. The former sheriff's deputy was charged with 67 counts of racketeering, fabricating evidence, false imprisonment, and possession of controlled substances. Wester's accused of planting drugs in a dozen vehicles during random traffic stops.
A substance that appears to be an illegal narcotic. Do you know anything about that? I do not.
All of the drivers denied owning the drugs, but yet most were subsequently arrested.
You have the right to remain silent.
The arrest caused suspicion internally, and in 2018, Wester was suspended. 3 years later, the case went to trial. He pleaded not guilty to all charges.
This is a case about an abuse of an incredible power, about the abuse of the incredible trust that we all put, and we have to put, in law enforcement in a society.
The prosecution relied on the defendant's own body cam footage to help argue their case. Stephen Van, a convicted felon, had recently gotten out of jail when Wester supposedly found methamphetamine in his car.
Have you ever seen this before? No. No, what is that? I'm just trying to figure out how that stuff got in your car. You're gonna go to jail today for possession of methamphetamine, okay?
Oh man, dude, I'm serious, dude. Anything, what you want me to do, man?
Like the other drivers who testified, Van gave the officer permission to search his car because he claims he had nothing to hide.
And I knew my truck was clean. I knew it was.
While the jury got to watch most of the traffic stops, some recordings had mysteriously disappeared.
Why in the world would that have been deleted? I wish I knew that answer.
Ironically, body cam footage would become the strongest element in the prosecution's case, especially when it came to Teresa Odom.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
At first, the officer's polite, even playful.
Anything in the vehicle I need to be concerned about? Bombs, hand grenades, rocket launchers? Okay.
While Odom stands behind the vehicle, Wester begins his search. Notice as he prepares to put his gloves on, there's a small item in his left hand. Prosecutors argue that Wester is palming a small bag of meth, which he claims to find next to a spoon in the vehicle.
Miss Odom.
It is yogurt, sir.
I know. Okay.
It's yogurt.
How about this, though?
That is not mine. No, sir.
Okay.
Now, the white small plastic baggie that was in that spoon that the deputy just showed you on this video, had you ever seen that before?
No, sir.
Was that in your car?
No, sir.
As far as motive, the prosecution claims the 28-year-old officer was ambitious and wanted to move to narcotics as quickly as possible. Wester testified he never planted any drugs.
The drugs were there. I did not put the narcotics there.
And after 5 days and several witnesses, the jury was asked to render a verdict. If Wester's found guilty on all charges, he could spend the rest of his life behind bars. After 7 hours, the jury returns with its verdict.
In the state of Florida versus Zachary Tyler Wester, we, the jury, find as follows as to the counts charged and the information. Count 1, guilty of racketeering as charged.
The clerk went on to read the verdicts on all 67 charges.
Count 7, guilty of official misconduct as charged.
In total, the crooked officer was found guilty on 19 charges.
Count 9, guilty of official misconduct as charged. Count 10, guilty of official misconduct as charged.
Including misconduct in the arrests of Van and Teresa Odom. 11 of the 12 drivers filed civil lawsuits against Wester. In July 2021, he was sentenced to 12 and a half years in a state prison. Next, we go to a hearing in Breckinridge County, Kentucky, where the defendant is not typically the one standing before the judge. The accused is Todd Pate, the former sheriff of Breckinridge County. He's charged with assault, operating under the influence, his second offense, criminal mischief, and leaving the scene of an accident. Today, the 51-year-old's in court to change his plea from not guilty to guilty, a decision he's already agreed to in writing. This will allow him to serve just 75 days in jail versus a possible sentence of up to 15 years if he went to trial and was found guilty of all charges. To make it official, all he has to do is say the words to Judge Janet Crocker.
At this time, is it your desire to change your plea from not guilty to guilty?
Do I have to answer that yes or no, or can I make somewhat of a statement
That is a yes or no answer, sir.
Will I have the opportunity to say anything further?
If it is your intention to change your plea from not guilty to guilty, certainly you'll have an opportunity to make any statement. But if it is not your intent to enter a guilty plea at this time, then I'm going to set your case for jury trial, and you're going to stop wasting my time and everybody else's time this afternoon.
Ma'am, I'm not trying to waste your time.
And then is it your intention to enter a guilty plea at this time or not, sir?
No. Why am I wasting your time,
Mr. Chambers?
The judge ignores the question and checks in with the prosecution.
Why am I wasting your time,
Mr. Chambers, what is the Commonwealth's position at this time, sir?
Your Honor, we would move to revoke the defendant's bond at this time.
The judge orders a brief recess, perhaps hoping Pate's attorney can remind him he's already agreed to plead guilty. Back in court, the judge tries again.
Let's get back on the record and see if we can sort this out. At this point in time, what is Mr. Pate's decision with respect to his guilty pleas?
So I believe I'll just let him answer that question if it pleases the court.
All right. So, Mr. Pate,
Can I say a few things, or?
I need to understand what it is that we're doing here today, Mr. Pate.
Yes, I had every intention of coming in here today and entering a guilty plea. It's difficult for me to enter a guilty plea for a lot of reasons, and I don't want this court to think that I am trying to minimize any responsibility that I had in this situation that occurred.
The problem is Pate doesn't agree with the assault charge and believes the prosecutor only added it because of Pate's position as sheriff and because Pate rejected an earlier plea deal.
I feel like I'm being very much bullied into doing something that's not right. And I want this court to know that Todd Pate holds himself responsible for everything that he did. It's hard for me to lay down and plead to felony charges that don't apply.
By this point, the judge has heard enough.
Is it your intention today to enter this guilty plea?
And if I could address...
This is either a yes or no. Are you going to enter your plea or not?
I guess everybody thinks it's funny. Let me just plea and get it over with for everybody. Plea to something that I absolutely do not feel good about, but I don't want you to try to send me to the penitentiary for years and years. If you can sleep with it, I can sleep with it.
Pate's attorney looks frustrated, while the judge is fed up with Pate's flip-flopping.
I think we're done. At this point in time, I think we're done. Where I think we are today is that on the one hand, the Commonwealth can enforce the terms of this agreement based on the execution. Mr. Pate, I'm talking at this point in time.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
At this point in time, I'm going to sustain the Commonwealth's motion to revoke his bond. He will be taken into the custody and housed in the Breckinridge County Jail.
Your Honor, if I may speak to Mr. Chambers' motion to revoke the bond.
I've already ruled. I've already ruled at this point in time. We're done at this point in time. He's going into jail today.
Pate eventually pled guilty and accepted the terms of his sentence. 75 days in a county jail with credit for time served. Next, we're in San Luis Obispo, California, where even though court is in recess, things are heating up between opposing counsel. On one side is Timothy McGill, whose client, a state hospital employee, is suing for wrongful termination. And on the other end of the table is the state's second highest ranking legal officer, Deputy Attorney General Jenny Mariah Kelly. Moments earlier, during cross-examination of a state witness, McGill asked the witness if she had met Kelly earlier in the day, prior to testimony. This particular question, an effort to potentially cast doubt on the witness's credibility, angers Kelly. And now she's letting everyone know. Gesturing wildly and reportedly raising her voice, bailiff Tyler Brooks approaches Kelly and tells her to stop shouting and then asks her to leave the courtroom. But based on Kelly's body language, it appears she's not interested in going anywhere. And now here's something you don't see every day. A state's Deputy Attorney General about to be escorted out of court. If only it ended there. According to the sheriff's report, after Kelly refuses to lower her voice or leave the courtroom, the bailiff then grabs her hands to escort her out. But when she pulls away, the bailiff wrestles her to the floor. As Kelly's co-counsel looks on in disbelief, other deputies arrive and help handcuff Kelly as she continues to resist. Once on her feet, a few more words are exchanged before she's finally escorted out of the courtroom. The California Deputy Attorney General was charged with resisting a peace officer, but later pled no contest to the lesser charge of disturbing the peace. She was also ordered to pay a $1,000 fine and complete anger management classes.
Be seated, folks.
Next, we go to the Pike County Courthouse in Waverly, Ohio, the sentencing of Charlie Reeder. The former Pike County Sheriff pleaded guilty to 2 counts of theft in office and tampering with evidence. The veteran lawman allegedly stole roughly $5,000, which had been confiscated in other cases. He appears before Judge Patricia Cosgrove.
So this time we'll proceed with sentencing.
For his crimes, Reeder's looking at a maximum sentence of 8 years in prison. The emotional defendant pleads with the judge for the minimum sentence: community service.
Your Honor, I stand here before you today to take accountability for my actions. As a sheriff of Ohio, I shed, excuse me, I shed bad light on the office of sheriff. For this, I am terribly sorry. If I could go back and change it, I would 1,000,000 times.
There's another box of Kleenex and
For this is not who I am. I have and I now pray that the court will find mercy on me. And I beg the court, if they see fit, to grant me community control. I am a good person who made bad decisions and choices.
After expressing remorse for his crimes, Reeder begs the judge to consider the impact a prison sentence would have on his family.
I'm asking all this so that I have the opportunity to watch my son graduate from high school, my daughter who's getting married in October, so that I can be there for her, and my wife, so that I can be a husband that I haven't been in 25 years due to my career. Your Honor, please do not send me to prison. I have roamed, but I'm not ruined. I still have a lot of good left in me. And thank you for your time.
When he's finished, the judge has one thing to ask the defendant.
The big question I have, and is on everyone's mind, I'm assuming, is, I guess, why did you take the money?
I took the money, and mind you, this does not excuse it, but from drug dealers that took it from parents of very poor people in this county.
According to Reeder, he spent much of that money to support charities in the community. But there's also evidence he built up a sizable gambling debt. And the judge is not feeling sympathetic.
You've been in law enforcement for 24 years. We all choose our profession, and we have to conduct ourselves with integrity so that everyone trusts us. It cannot be underestimated the damage that you have caused to the citizens of Pike County, to law enforcement who every day get up, face the same sort of stresses that you do. They go all home at night, they get up in the morning. The sacrifices that these men and women make, I think you made a mockery of them.
Reeder is sentenced to a total of 6.5 years. But because some of those counts will run concurrently, meaning at the same time, Reeder will only actually have to serve 3 years in prison. He's also barred from holding public office in Ohio and can no longer serve as a peace officer. Now to the Seminole County Circuit Court in Sanford, Florida. It's 6:30 p.m. and a long one-day trial has come to an end.
We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of driving under the influence.
That defendant is 46-year-old Lisette Gonzalez. Although a verdict for Gonzalez's DUI charge has already been reached, her attorney makes a final plea to Judge Fred Schott.
Your Honor, not enough evidence presented for the jury to find the verdicts that they did. They didn't do all the field sobriety examinations that should have been done.
During the trial, it was revealed that Gonzalez was never given a breathalyzer or had her blood drawn. Yet, arresting officer Michael Wagner recorded that she tested above the legal limit of .08 in his official report. Wagner claimed it was an honest mistake, but observed what he believed to be intoxication.
I respectfully ask that this court grant the judgment notwithstanding the verdict.
The attorney is asking the judge to use his power to overturn the jury's verdict and acquit the defendant. It's a move rarely seen in the courtroom.
All right. This isn't a purely circumstantial case. And so I'm going to deny the motion for JOA.
It looks like the case is closed, but Judge Schott has other business with Gonzalez.
Now, we have this other case for driving while license suspended.
2 months after her DUI arrest, Gonzalez was ticketed for driving with a suspended license. Problem is, the only reason her license was suspended was because of the inaccurate paperwork filed by Officer Wagner.
I want to be enlightened.
It was a mistake, admittedly, by Michael Wagner.
I know.
He testified to that today.
He caused her to have her driver's license suspended for at least a few months for nothing. So are you going to null process that case, or am I going to get mad at you today?
The judge is addressing prosecutor Diana Mears.
Perhaps you can get mad at me, Your Honor, but at this point...
Why wouldn't you? Wait a minute. Did you hear the uncontroverted testimony of this officer?
Your Honor.
Then I want you taking him up on perjury.
Your Honor.
Will you take him up for perjury?
He admitted it was a mistake, Your Honor.
No, but he lied. He lied on a sworn
Absolutely
citation.
not, Your Honor, and that is not true.
I'm dismissing. I am dismissing this charge. No, I'm dismissing the charge.
The judge has just dismissed the defendant's upcoming case, but he's not done yet.
This whole case was fishy, and I have no idea how they... You know what?
Their address on file.
You know what?
The state intends to amend
I'm granting.
the charge and proceed on
I'm rescinding the sentence. I'm granting the JOA.
Judge Schott has just reversed his decision and acquitted the defendant on the spot.
So you're granting it because you don't agree with the state's decision on
I'm granting the JOA in fairness.
In fairness, because you don't like the state's decision today, Your Honor, on the case?
No, you're not. Now that I consider what Officer Wagner testified to and how many times he basically tripped over himself just to arrest this lady with no real probable cause. You're done. Motion, the JOA is granted.
And you're not going to provide a written order on that?
Nope. You want to appeal me? No.
Thank you, Your Honor.
The case should have never been done. Never.
Thank you for letting us know that, Your Honor.
The defendant, Lisette Gonzalez, walks out of the courtroom, free of all charges. Thanks for being a fan of CourtCam. Subscribe to A&E to never miss a new video.